Hello guys, my name is Shantanu Vyas. This is Sports Angle and welcome back to my channel. This is the preview of the first semi-final between Italy and Spain. Both great teams will be playing at 12:30 a.m. India time on 7th of July in Wembley, London. This is going to be an exciting contest. I'm excited too. You should be too. And because these teams are, stalwarts when it comes to European football. They produce legendary battles over the years. They also have legendary players, and this will be a match where everything comes down to their assessment, not only of their tournament performance but also their previous performances. This is the qualifiers. So, we'll have a detailed look into how they are going to go into this particular semi-final through the story of their tournament, their lineups, their statistics, even their head-to-head history. So let's get into that. So yes, Spain versus Italy, a legendary match, was also the final of the Euro 2012. Yes, and Spain edged them out 4-0. Yes, because that was Spain's golden generation. Obviously, they are not in the same spot anymore. Spain are slightly in a transition phase. Now, that transition phase has still got them to the semi-final. But let's talk about the quarterfinal with Switzerland. It was slightly close because it came down to penalties. Full credit to Unai Simon, who bailed them out, and he took charge of the situation. And there is where you saw a new superstar for Spain. So it was a player who stepped up for them. Although they have found the likes of Dani Olmo, who have brought a jubilant part to their squad by giving them that attacking diversity. Let's talk about Italy. Stalwarts again of the game have literally, been one of the favorites team, not only of the bookies but also of the crowd. Everyone has loved watching them play, and the passion they bring in. There's a lot of razzmatazz which they have, but most importantly, Italy beat Belgium, and in a very clinical manner. They controlled the game. They kept Hazard. I mean, sorry, Hazard wasn't playing, but they kept Lukaku, De Bruyne quiet, and to keep those two world-class players quiet in an essential game like that, that just shows the pedigree and the confidence they had within them. So let's have a look at their lineups now. Italy will line up in a 4-3-3 formation. Donnarumma, as the goalkeeper, has done a fantastic job. He was phenomenal in that Belgium versus Italy game. Cellini, Bonucci, as I said, our professors of defending. Lorenzo is, been a solid right back, and Emerson has come in place of Di Lorenzo, who has ruptured his anterior cruciate ligament. Jorginho has done a fantastic job. You saw that skill move he did against Belgium, in which he faked, going ahead and took the ball sideways. Barella has been good in supporting Jorginho and coming the ball back. Now here I make a case is that I have Locatelli instead of Verratti is because one, I feel he'll be the better player to stop Spain, and their creative output. Second, I feel Verratti is also on a yellow card, and Mancini is a very safe manager and will not want to gamble that particular prospect. Insigne in that attack has been more like a cut-in kind of a swirl shoot player. Chiesa is very good in terms of counter-attacking, has raw pace and can allow Immobile to come in those spaces. I think one of the biggest problems Italy has had is their main striker not firing that much. Immobile, like other strikers in the tournament, has not picked up that momentum of scoring and has not gone ahead to break those kind of records which they would have loved to. So this is how Italy will form up in a 4-3-3 formation. Spain will also line up in a 4-3-3, much like their semi-final opponents Italy, and they will be having Unai Simon, who is their penalty hero. He's done a phenomenal job throughout the tournament. Although he's not been very, receiving that kind of support from his defense from Laporte and Pau Torres, who I think will play. Although they've conceded 5 goals, Azpilicueta and Alba have been sort of solid going ahead and coming back. Now, their midfield is always something which is talked about. Busquets is a fantastic leader. He knows what to do in these key moments, and he will be the main man going into this. And he is the captain for a reason. Okay, I think needs to bring more creative output to this team. He can't just sit back behind the ball and expect the ball to come to him. Pedri, on the other hand, what a talent, who has come out of the Spanish squad, and we can only expect great things out of this talented guy. Sarabia has been stepping up for the goals, and so has Ferran Torres. Now, Morata also has been slightly one of those strikers again, who needs to get into the key areas at the right time. So they will be going up in a 4-3-3 formation like this. Spain need to be slightly more agile, and I think their defense needs to be better if they have to win this game. But yeah, again, this team will have to play collectively a very clean and a very ruthless 90 minutes if they have to beat the Italian side. Let's talk about something which everyone likes to talk about is numbers, stats. Yes, Spain have scored 10 goals, but the worrisome part for them is they have conceded 5 goals. So, and they've played 5 games. So, they have almost, on an average, they've conceded every game. And that's not good. Uh, but on the other hand, it's known to be a very, very passing team. They have had on an average 67% possession throughout the games they've played with an accuracy of 89%. So they're doing well on that front. On the other front, I think they're a very hardworking team. Together, of all their matches combined, they have ran 623 kilometers on the pitch. So that's an average about 12. That's an average about like 12 kilometers ran by every player in every game. So very hardworking team, very very out there to get the ball back once they lose it. Italy, on the other hand, have scored 10 goals, conceded 2, so brilliant defensive display, full marks to them. They have had an 88% passing accuracy. So, on the passing front, Spain and Italy are, there is not much to differentiate. But on the other hand, they have not ran that much. They have ran around, of 500 odd kilometers on the pitch in all their matches. So on an average, they fall behind Spain. They are not a very hardworking team who will, recover the ball immediately as they have lost it. So there is where I think Italy will have to be careful. They will not let Spain allow to have the ball for longer spells of the game, because if they do that, Spain can really, really hurt them. And which is why I feel that Italy will be on their toes when they have lost the ball, and when they have the ball, they will immediately have to convert it into a particular goal or try to make as many chances throughout the 90 if possible. Now we've spoken lineups, we've spoken numbers, we've spoken how they have come into the semi-final. So I believe we have covered all bases which judges these teams and as to what to expect on that particular day. But one thing which we don't really know is how the manager's mindset is going to be, how the players' mindset is going to be on that very day. Yes, you want to win, but you should not get intimidated by past results. You should not get intimidated by what has happened, because Italy should not think about what happened with them in the Euro 2012 final. Although they did beat them in Euro 2016 in the round of 16. So I think they will be slightly relaxed about it. Head to head, there's not much to differentiate between these teams. They have met total, at around 36 times, and Italy have won 11 out of those, and Spain has won 13, and there have been 12 draws between them. So not much to differentiate both of them. I think they're very evenly poised. But in terms of on paper, I do believe that Italy will have the slight upper hand over it, but that allows Spain to, not have the attention and not have them get weighed down by certain expectations of their home fans and, their pundits, analysts, XYZ. So they will be coming into this match in more of a phase of not, they have nothing to lose. Whereas Italy will slightly be, I think weighed down by the pressure because of the way they played and their heavy reputation. Wow, this semi-final is what is going to make, a lot of fans happy, a lot of fans sad as well, because, it's going to be a huge roller coaster of emotions. That's what I believe. But again, players cannot let the emotions get to them. They have to treat it like just another game, and they have to execute their plans to the best of their abilities. The same goes for the managers as well. Roberto Mancini should be proud of his team regardless of what happens. Luis Enrique should be really happy with his team regardless of what happens, because that is a squad under transition, and it's a young squad, and the expectations of the golden generation of Spain cannot be levied on this squad. Now the second video regarding the second semi-final will be out subsequently after this, which will be on England versus Denmark. Yes, a separate video for that, because this is a semi-final, so I felt that per video there should be a dedication to both of these teams, and it should be justified. So thank you for watching. Like, share and subscribe, and hope to see you in the preview of the second semi-final between England and Denmark.